Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Dr. Tejas. I have secured an all India rank of 354 in this year's NEET PG and 1710 in the INI-CET team. Today, we are talking about one of the most commonly asked questions, that is BTR or Buri Tarah Ratto is compulsory for the NEET PG or the INI-CET, or did I use BTR? Almost every student asks this when they start their preparation, either because their seniors recommended it, or their friends are using it, or we keep seeing the ads on YouTube and Insta and everywhere. And naturally, we get the FOMO. Even I had the same BTR FOMO when I started my preparation. Whoever I spoke to, like my seniors, toppers, friends, most of them said use the BTR. So obviously, anyone would feel the FOMO, including me. Now, the real question is, did I use BTR or not? So when I began my preparation, I also asked my seniors about their strategies, and most of them said they use the BTR. But when I asked them further that did they only use BTR, then I realized something very important. Yes, they used the BTR, but they had already read their main notes, or they had already completed their rapid revision. And also, don't forget that NEET PG 2024 was delayed and happened almost 16 to 18 months after the NEET PG 2023. So they had that extra time to finish the rapid revision, revise them properly, and then use the BTR. That extra time helped them secure the good ranks. But nobody talks about this part. We only hear use BTR and it helped me. And that's how that BTR suddenly become famous after the NEET PG 2023. Because it's short, crisp, and has a mnemonics and feels like quick fix at that time. So when my preparation actually started, even I got pulled into the BTR FOMO. I began with the rapid revision, completed it, but because everyone around me kept saying use the BTR, I also started watching it for a few subjects. But very soon I realized something important. BTR failed to scatter for me. I wasn't able to retain the things as well as I retained from that rapid revision. And let me be very honest here. I was never the type of a student who studied university subjects from the standard textbooks or who watched every main videos from the Marrow or revised them or any other platform. I am not that studious guy. So, obviously, my base wasn't extremely strong in all 19 subjects. And because of that, when I used BTR, I felt lost. The information was short but not flowing in a proper sequence for me. Rapid revision, on the other hand, gave me that continuity and proper explanation. Rapid revision helped me understand the basics, connect the concepts, and I could actually retain the more. Even in the MCQs, I started getting the better accuracy with the rapid revision. Then why should I switch to the BTR? Another thing for me is कि one single teacher teaching all the 19 subjects felt the monotonous and it didn't suit my style of learning. Now let me tell you clearly, I did not watch all the BTR videos. I only watched few subjects where I was genuinely weak, like biochemistry, FMT, integrated medicine, some short subjects and compile models like the graphs, formulas and instruments. I took whatever extra points were there in the BTR and merged them into my rapid revision notes, and there wasn't much difference because I have already said in my previous videos about the sources that most of the platforms have almost the same content, only the teaching style and the note presentation may differ. After merging those few extra points, I never went back to BTR again. From that point onwards, I completely switched to the rapid revision and continued with that only. Now, the next most common question I get is rapid revision revisable in the last 10 to 15 days? Because most people switch to the BTR only thinking it's shorter and crisp and revisable at the end. But if you compare them today, BTR is no longer that short. In fact, in my opinion, if you see the notes side by side, like the rapid revision notes and the BTR, sometimes I feel that BTR has more total content than the rapid revision. And why? Because one BTR slide is packed with so much information that it practically equals to the one full page of rapid revision. So on paper, it looks small, but the density is extremely high. And it's not like your work ends with just doing the BTR. No. People who follow BTR properly usually have to do all of these like the BTR compile modules, including the graphs and all E&Ds from the start. And I think there are 6 to 7 of them. Along with they have to annotate some from the rapid revision notes also. Plus there are other add-ons which I don't know even in the detail. So it's not as a short and simple as it used to be the previously. That's why I personally felt it's much easier for me to stick with a rapid revision. I want to keep things simple and not ended up doing two different sources, which in the end becomes time consuming for the revisions. And yes, the rapid revision is revisable in the last days. I revise all my rapid revision notes in the 17 days, and I am a slow reader. Someone faster can definitely finish it sooner. I will make another video some other day about last revision and how to do it and all. So for me, the rapid revision was manageable and easy to revise in the end. If you are doing the rapid revision from the start, please do not switch to the BTR just because of the FOMO. That BTR is easier to revise. Switch only if you are getting benefits from it. You can watch some subjects like me and annotate it into your main source. But switching out of the FOMO just kills your preparation. Also, revision is not just reading. Revision means you should actually retain the information so that you can apply it in the exam and solve the MCQs correctly. I have seen students who use the rapid revision for 6 to 7 months or more than that, build their entire foundation on the RR notes, get used to that flow and sequence, and then suddenly switch to the BTR only because others are doing it. And what happens then? All their hard work, all their photographic memory of the RR notes gets wasted. Because with the BTR, you have to start everything again. New notes, annotate all over again, learn new formatting, build a recall from the scratch, and then revise again. You end up putting the same amount of energy again into a completely new source or a system, which is unnecessary. Also, I don't understand if you are getting the good number of corrects in the GTs and subject wise test and which are improving, then why you are switching? Just continue what you are doing. So please don't switch out of the FOMO. Also, if you want the mnemonics or the tricks, you can watch the BTR and annotate it in your main source, or you can get them from the YouTube. And now, the teachers already include the memory tricks in the rapid revision, like the Priti Sharma ma'am. You don't need a whole news resource for that. So the safest option is simple. Stick to what you are already doing. If you are using the rapid revision from the beginning, continue with the RR. If you have been using the BTR from the beginning, then stick with the BTR because this Zainab ma'am is genuinely an excellent teacher and she has put everything beautifully in one place with all her mnemonics and the tricks. But just remember, everyone has a different strategy. What works for the toppers or good rankers might not work for you. What works for your friends might not fit your style. You need to follow what suits you, not someone else's plan. And there is one more saying that almost everyone has. If you want a good rank, you must use at least a BTR. If that was really true, then I wouldn't be standing here with this rank. There are so many students, including me, who did not use the BTR as their primary source and still got a good ranks. So the idea that good rank is equals to BTR is simply not true. No source, not BTR, not a rapid revision, not any notes can magically give you a rank. The only things that give you a rank are your revisions, your consistency, your MCQ practice, and the effort you put in. If the source alone decided the ranks, then every single user of that source would be a topper. But that doesn't happen in a real life. The problem is we only look at the tip of the iceberg, which is the toppers. We never look at the huge submerged part of that iceberg, the thousands of students who use the same source and did not get the top ranks. We rarely ask those about their strategies. We don't ask people what mistakes they made. We only ask toppers, what did you do? And then we blindly try to copy it. But this keeps us away from the reality and it harms more than it helps. The aim of this video is not downgrade any platform, but it's for those people who unnecessarily switches the sources just out of the FOMO, even if they are getting the good scores in the GTs from their main source. You can supplement the BTR to main source like I did for few subjects, but never switch it. So, finally, the big question: did I use BTR and is it necessary? Here is my honest answer. My main and primary source of the preparation from the start to end was the rapid revision. I did use BTR initially, but only out of the FOMO and only for the 4 to 5 subjects that I already mentioned earlier. Later, I merged whatever extra points were there into my rapid revision notes, and from that point onwards, I stuck to the rapid revision till the very end. And genuinely, that consistency with the RR is what helped me get a good rank. Not switching sources, not chasing the shortcuts, just sticking to the one resource and revising it properly. So, no, BTR is not compulsory. RR might feel vast in the beginning, but when you revise it multiple times, it actually becomes simpler and easier to retain. The most important thing is don't switch sources, stick to one and master it. I think that's it for today's video. I hope all your doubts are cleared and you got the answers you were looking for. If you found this video helpful, like this video, comment your doubts below and subscribe to the channel. Till then, keep working hard. Jai Hind.